A lot of people have been asking, how do you create an expansion franchise in Madden 24? And I will go over that in this video. And if you are new to the channel, I am running an expansion franchise with the Houston Oilers, so go check that out. So first, download the latest rosters and then go to edit rosters from the main menu. This is important because you do not want to make any roster changes within the franchise. You want to do it outside. So the first step is that you do have to pick your team to replace. Madden 24 does not allow you to add a team to the league, but you do have to replace a team. So the three teams that maybe you want to choose, the Raiders have the least amount of big stars, which makes it easier to empty their roster. The Cardinals as well, they have the worst rated roster. Or maybe you want to do some type of good team, but either way, you're going to have to empty the roster, and I will show you how to do that in a little bit. It will be a little harder if you choose a team with a lot of 80+ overall players, just to find another team for those players. That leads me into my next point. So you do not, and I repeat, do not go in here and release players one by one. What that will do is mess up your salary cap, because outside, even in the main menu, the game keeps track of salary cap. So if you release too many players, you will have a big cap hit. At the end of that, you won't be able to release the players that you want. So what you're going to want to do is go to trade player. Now you will have to go to player management and go to trade player. Do not go to trade players from the main menu. You want to go to player management, then go to an individual player, then hit trade player. So then it brings up the trade screen where the player is added. Now I'm going to explain why that's important, because what you're going to do is go position by position, and you have to find a team that makes sense. Obviously, guys are going to go to teams that they're not on in real life, but that's the nature of the business. That's the only way to do it, to get the salary cap cheese to work. So basically, once you find teams that make sense, I did Devontae Adams to the Jets. I did Max Crosby to the Houston Texans. He's from the Texas area. Once you get through all that, you then have your full roster and you are ready to go. I recommend trading your top guys to situations that make sense, and it kind of lines up that way. Releasing players is obviously not a go-to thing, because like I said, the salary cap thing will get in your way. So after you're done making all those trades, trading your players to the correct situations and getting back, you know, lesser players that would make sense for an expansion draft, you load up franchise, and it doesn't matter if you go to online or offline. Use active roster. If you go to use real life NFL roster or use preseason roster, it will overwrite your changes, but make sure you do save your roster if you do want to go back and make any changes. But you do have to go in and use that setting to load in your current roster. So as you can see, loaded up, I can see for the Las Vegas Raiders, all my players are there. But it's important, before you start your series, go to league settings, go all the way down here to location settings, and make sure this is set to users only. Relocation settings, go to users only, so that you are the only one that is relocating a team and creating an expansion team. If you want everybody else to do it, that's fine, but for the sake of this video, users only is the correct choice. So then you're loaded up here in this screen, and right away when you start up, you go straight to manage team. Now in this setting here, you will see right away you can either relocate your team or choose a new stadium. So it will give you that choice right away, but you will go down to relocate. Now, once you do that, you will then be prompted with a bunch of locations. You get to choose your location first. Obviously, for the Houston Oilers, you choose Houston, but for the sake of this video, I will choose Portland here, and then go to the next screen, and then you choose your team right away. I will choose the Pioneers, and then voila. Once you hit A, you choose your stadium, and that's it. That's all you need to do to create an expansion franchise. Actually, pretty easy. Now, the caveat to this is that since you are not expanding the league, you want to choose its team and a division that fits what you're trying to do. So for me, I chose the Raiders because I wanted to be in a tough division, and I also wanted to take over a roster that wasn't that good. So I chose to take over the Raiders, and then I made the necessary trades to make everything line up. And then when you load up the series, your cap is going to be good. You will have probably a lot of cap space, but that will make a fun off season and after season number 1, where you can decide, you know, which players you want to keep, which ones you want to trade away. And the good thing about this is that if you do choose players that are lesser on other rosters, you will have a lot of one-year deals, which will give you the flexibility to move on if you really wanted to. So that's going to do it for this video. A nice little short one for you guys to show you guys how to add an expansion team. Hope you guys enjoyed it.